A pie chart. What is a pie chart? Now, this is an example of a pie chart. And a pie chart is a circular diagram which is divided into sectors, as you can see, sectors. And the angle of each sector is proportional to the frequency of the items that are being represented. So the angle here is proportional to what you want to represent. So now let's say in this pie chart, looking at the color, this is called the legend. Now, the greatest parts, looking at the colors, is food. So this is food on this side. Then clothes here. Then this sector is for rent, and this sector for savings. So you find out that this person will be in question spends more of his money on food and the least on clothing. Alright, so this is a pie chart. Now, it's also possible from this pie chart, let's say we know how much he spends on each and every one of them. It's easy to now calculate the angles subtended by each of the arcs. Now, from our question here, we have food as 1,600, clothes as 400 naira, rent as 800 naira, and his savings, he spends just 500 naira. So to calculate the angles, the first assumption we'll make is that angle at a point gives us what? If you remember, 360 degrees. So first of all, we'll now say the total amount we have here is what? This is 2,000 naira plus 1,300. That is 3,300 naira. So we can say this way that 3,300 will give us 360 degrees. That is the total amount. Everything is 360 degrees. Therefore, 400 naira will give us what? The degrees will be less or more, less. So if less, more divides. Now have 400 times 360 divided by 3,300. So when we solve this, it will give us the answer we are looking for. So that is 400 times 360 divided by 3,300, and that is 43.63. So the clothes, which is 400, will now be 43.63 degrees. So with this, you can now use it to calculate, with this method we illustrated here, you can now use it to calculate the other angles. Now, on the other hand, let's take another pie chart. We could have the angles. Let's say we know the several angles. With the angles, we can now calculate the amount to be paid. So for this diagram, we have savings, this blue portion. So let's start with skilled men. We have skilled men as 80 degrees, which is here, 80 degrees. And we have clerks at 50 degrees. So our clerks, that's here, 50 degrees. Then laborers consume all the money, and laborers is 210 degrees. Then our savings here is, well, we're not given, but to calculate it, we have, since everything sums up to 360, we have 80 plus 50 is 130, plus 210 will give us 340, and 340, 36 minus 340 will have 20, so savings is 20%. No wonder it's very small. So let's say the total amount to be spent is 10,000 naira. So since we already know the angles, therefore savings will be 20 over 360 times 10,000 naira. When we solve this, we have the final amount. And laborers, which is 210 degrees, will be 210 all over 360, then times 10,000 naira. Or let's say we don't know the total amount. We only know that savings is 200 naira. So we can say if 20 degrees is 200 naira, therefore laborers that is 210 degrees should be what? If more, let's divide. So it will be 210 times 200 all over 20. So when we solve, we'll have it as the total amount as 2100, 2100 naira. So this is the principle of pie charts. Now I want you to click on Start Quiz and answer all the questions following.